tell me who has inspired you to join the civil services?
What is the logic behind the nomenclature of Malabar? Why it is called Malabar?
Tell me that how the private sector is contributing to the growth of India's space sector.
You constantly mentioned that you're from Trivandrum, whereas the official name for that place is Thiruvananthapuram. So is there a particular reason, or do you see this as a legacy of a colonial influence?
And what is API in medicine? Drugs?
May I come in, sir?
Yes, come in.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Please give a brief introduction about yourself.
Sir, I'm Aravind Narayanan. I'm from Trivandrum. Sir, I did my early schooling in Haryana and Rajasthan. Rest of the schooling and my graduation in medicine again from Trivandrum, sir. Sir, I'm a person of curiosity. I'm interested in learning a lot of things apart from medicine. I have shown interest in computers. I have shown interest in space tech as well. So, and during my free time, I used to do sketching. Then I switched to digital sketching. I also do some creative applications on the computers as well.
Tell me who has inspired you to join the civil services? Because as it is, you are a doctor serving the humanity, the ailing people of our country. Why this change of heart?
Sir, I was not actually inspired by anyone, sir. My father was in the Air Force, so I have seen him serve. I have in the Air Force. So apart from that, I grew up watching lots of news interviews of civil servants. I have seen Republic Day parades. So in that case, sir, the idea of civil service, my ambition for civil services predates to like high school. And medicine was just, I had many choices for graduation, and at that time I made the choice which made more sense at that time.
Okay, you see, being a doctor, you must be aware that there is a perception emerging in our country that there is a huge nexus between the big pharmaceutical companies and doctors. How far this perception is correct?
So the nexus that we say is, so it's not a formal nexus, rather an informal agreement between some doctors or some hospitals and certain pharma companies. Sir, and the nexus, the root of the nexus is being the doctors are given given incentives to introduce the new products from pharma. So in that case, so
it does exist in some way or the other, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it exists somewhere.
So suppose if you are in a position to take a final call on this, what could be the prescription?
So my prescription would be, sir, since it is highly informal, it's very difficult to regulate it. But so what I would do is I would make documentation mandatory for certain hospitals to document which all pharmas and their medical representatives have communication with the doctor, so that there will be some transparency and data on what's happening. Sir, and yes, sir, that would be my...
And prescribing generic medicines instead of specific medicines, will not that solve the problem?
Yes, sir, it can solve the problem to some extent, sir, but the problem is, so the pharmas need money to do research and development. Research and development is largely low in India compared to the Western nations and the global North nations. So I think there should be a balance between these two. And so there are some perceptions that even though generics are made for certain drugs, they may not be as efficacious, even though its efficiency is proven, the bioequivalence is proven. Even though these things are done, even then there are some differences in its efficacy between branded drug and its counterpart generic drug. So I think, sir, there should be a balance between these.
Okay, Arvind, you are from Kerala, you said, no?
Yes.
Recently I was watching a BBC commentary sometime in 23-24, I don't remember the exact year, where a ghost town was shown in Kerala, and the caption was a ghost town in the most populous country of the country. Most of the villages in Kerala are abandoned villages. No youth, schools are there, children are not there, only aging population is there. So how do you explain the whole scenario and what is the way forward?
So, from what I've read, sir, Kerala is like going towards an aging population, like some of the developed countries. So, but aging is largely related to the out migration of youth in search of employment and education. That's one of the primary drivers. And secondly, is migration in terms of job into GCC countries, Gulf Cooperation Council countries, and other countries. Sir, in this scenario, so this aging of population has shown, even though the socioeconomic indicators are higher than the national average, sir, but so this aging of population also increases the burden of other non-communicable diseases in the population. So, sir, I think action should be taken, but should be in a long-term strategy should be adopted to stop or.
Any specific suggestions you have in mind to arrest this out migration?
Yes, sir. Since primarily, I thought as I said, the primary migration is the youth migration for employment or education. So I would suggest bringing jobs to Kerala, bringing more employment, bringing more investments to Kerala might stop this out migration from Kerala.
Okay, thank you.
Aravind, what is Mopla? What was Mopla revolt?
Sir, Mopla revolt. So there are, I think, 2 or 3 instances of Mopla revolt, but the most talked about one was in the 1920s. So Mopla revolt, so there are several perceptions to it, depending on which school of historian we ask. So largely it is accepted as a revolt, a peasant revolt with a communal angle, sir. So the peasant revolt between the Muslim peasants and the Hindu landlords. But sir, it soon turned into a communal angle and led to massacre and forced conversions and other things, sir.
Okay. What is the logic behind the nomenclature of Malabar? Why it is called Malabar?
Sorry, sir, I haven't gone through.
Okay. If you rank different beaches of India, what is the rank of Kovalam?
Sir, since I haven't been to several beaches of Kerala, sir, I couldn't put a rank for Kovalam right now, sir. So, but it is still one of the most popular beaches, and whenever I mention the name Thiruvananthapuram to my friends outside Kerala, the first thing they ask is, how far is my house from the Kovalam beach? So it's pretty popular, sir, but I cannot put a rank.
Okay. Who is the chairperson of the 16th Finance Commission?
Sir, I'm unable to recollect the name.
And what are the functions of a Finance Commission?
So the primary function of Finance Commission is the financial devolution, both the vertical devolution as well as the horizontal devolution of finances.
What is the meaning of vertical devolution?
So vertical devolution means the division of finances between the federal government and the state governments.
Okay, and what is horizontal devolution?
So horizontal devolution is the sharing of finances between among the states. So.
Okay, so that is one. What are the other functions?
So other functions. So they also advise the government on financial advices to the government on, sir, I think taxation and revenues and other things, sir. And thirdly, sir, they also give out a formula, a rational formula through which these finances can be divided among the states depending on factors, demographic factors, forest cover, land area, and like several other factors.
Okay, who is representing Kerala in the GST Council?
Sorry, sir,
You don't know?
I may have read somewhere, so I'm just able to remember it.
Which office bearer represents Kerala in GST Council? Which officer?
So I think it has to be the finance minister
of Kerala. That's true. You don't know who is the finance minister of Kerala. Who is the chief minister of Kerala?
So Mr. Sri Pinarayi Vijayan.
Okay. And who is holding home ministry? Recently, local elections were organized in Kerala.
Yes, sir.
Which party won most of the seats?
So most of the seats was won by the UDF coalition, so United Democratic Front, led by International Congress.
So is it an indication of the next assembly election that there is going to be some change in the politics?
Yes, sir. Many political experts say that this is the a rehearsal or a sort of a prediction for the next assembly election to take place.
Okay. Thank you, Aravind.
Arvind, I see you take keen interest in space tech.
Yes.
Tell me that how the private sector is contributing to the growth of India's space sector.
So the private sector for space in India has been relatively late compared to major countries like US. So as of now, we have so there are some certain startups like Skyroot Aerospace. They have made and launched their rockets like Vikram S rockets.
Mm-hmm.
So there was also recently a private launch pad. So I am unable to remember the name of the company.
Is it Agnikul?
Agnikul Cosmos, yes. Agnikul Cosmos, and their private space launch pad.
So these all of these initiatives that we see at the end of private sector are still at an infant stage. They are still developing. Is private sector actually contributing to some of the commercial developments of ISRO?
So private sector, so since it is at a very nascent stage, to see any significant contributions, sir, I guess we have to wait some more time. So apart from that, private sector has always been contributing. I have heard how in several other ISRO space missions.
Okay. Arvind, recently a trend has been observed as far as India's space sector and defense sector is concerned. The government institutions and agencies have started rolling out technology transfer to the private firms. Can you give me a few examples of such technologies which have been transferred from the government agencies of defense and space to private players?
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay. What is Bahubali? So this term was very much discussed specifically with regards to India's space sector.
Sir, I believe Bahubali refers to India's biggest rocket at this time, which is GSLV Mark III or LVM-3.
Okay. So why was this particular launch vehicle in news?
Sir, it recently launched its 5th mission, which is Bluebird Block 2, which is a communication satellite from an American
US satellite. It has launched. Okay. So this is the one of the heaviest satellites that we have launched.
Yes.
What are microsatellites?
So microsatellites, sir, I don't remember the exact definition, sir, but
okay, let's not venture into that territory then. There is a particular class of weapons called as anti-satellite weapons. Does India possess that capability?
Yes, sir. A few years back, Mission Shakti.
Yes.
It was an anti-satellite weapon launched by India, so making India one of the very few countries with such technology.
Okay. So with the growing advancement in this domain, and there are concerns that talk about militarization of the space. There are a group of countries which say that there should be a ban on anti-satellite weapons. Do you think India should also contribute to this thing, that there should be a ban on anti-satellite weapons?
So, contribution to the anti-satellite weapons in itself is a negative concept, sir. But I would believe since countries like China and several other powers have shown their capabilities, India cannot refrain from showcasing and like developing their technology as well. And if any move to stop making anti-satellite weapons, it should be mutual and everybody should agree. There should be a mutual disarmament for anti-satellite tech and not for select few countries.
Okay, just like the nuclear weapons we are discussing right now. Okay, what is Starlink and how is it related to India?
So Starlink, it is a project by the CEO of SpaceX, US, Mr. Elon Musk. So Starlink is a constellation of satellites, communication satellites, which brings internet direct from space to home to areas which are usually not connected through other forms of internet like broadband.
So is this facility available in India now?
Yes, sir. Recently there was discussions and sir, I think they have some collaborations with India's telecom, like major telecom companies as well. And so yes, sir, even they are yet to start operations, but the biggest problem is
okay, just one final question. What is the altitude or the orbit in which these satellites are placed?
So I think Starlink satellites are low Earth orbits.
Okay, thank you.
Aravind, you constantly mentioned that you're from Trivandrum, whereas the official name for that place is Thiruvananthapuram. So is there a particular reason, or do you see this as a legacy of a colonial influence?
Ma'am, I use Trivandrum because of its ease and easy to pronounce and like more heard of
Okay.
other than.
So let's say you become the district magistrate and you're working in Thiruvananthapuram. So which name are you going to use for your official communication?
For my official communication, ma'am, I will be using Thiruvananthapuram.
What is the breakdown of this nomenclature, Thiruvananthapuram?
Thiruvananthapuram means Lord Ananta's city. Lord Ananta is the main deity in the Padmanabha Swami temple at the heart of Trivandrum.
All right. Can you explain narco-terrorism?
Ma'am, terrorism itself means bringing fear in the minds of people. So narco-terrorism might involve use of narcotics, narcotic substances, and
can you recall something to this related to the recent G20 summit? Some initiatives?
Yes, ma'am. In the recent G20 summit in South Africa, Johannesburg, yes, ma'am, there were several initiatives, and one of them was against. Not many statements were made, and one of them was against narco-terrorism.
Okay. You enjoyed GeoGuessr. GeoGuessr, I think, is an app or game or something.
Online geography game.
All right. Let's say you see a random village. How are you going to differentiate in that village whether it belongs to the Northeast India, or whether it belongs to the Deccan Plateau, or whether it belongs to the Indo-Gangetic Plains? What will be some visual cues that you see?
Ma'am, usually in GeoGuessr, the source is from the Google Maps. So whichever areas the Google Street View has covered, only those areas.
So based on your experience, let's say?
Based on my experience, ma'am, India rarely occurs.
Okay. So let's say Sub-Saharan Africa and South America.
Ma'am, Sub-Saharan Africa, the village roads itself are the primary indicator, ma'am. In South America, the roads are still well developed. The urban areas are well planned, not as much as the Western countries or the US, but still very well planned and at right angles. And they may not be the case with Sub-Saharan Africa. Ma'am. And secondly, there are some indirect clues like the street view, the camera quality itself might show the location. Like in Sub-Saharan Africa, in parts of India, the camera quality is quite low. So that's one clue to guess whether it is South Africa.
All right. What is the size of our space economy?
Sorry, man, I don't remember.
Okay. Can you tell me something about our National Semiconductor Mission?
Ma'am, National Semiconductor Mission, the primary aim of the National Semiconductor Mission is to build semiconductor fabrication plants in India. And so secondly, it also aims to generate more jobs in India related to semiconductor manufacturing. And third, ma'am, there are also provisions to increase rare earth minerals to be extracted from here.
Okay, you talked about the aging population in Kerala. That's an issue. So as a doctor, do you think that the low fertility rate that we have in India is apt at the moment?
Ma'am, the low fertility rate right now, it's a part of the demographic transition. So as the population, the economy develops, the people's standard of living develops, the fertility rate, the replacement rate, these are bound to change, and this I believe it's a natural process. Ma'am.
So what needs to be done to take care of the aging population, let's say?
The aging population in Kerala, it's can be slightly maybe less attributed to the fertility rate and more to the out migration. So as I have said earlier, ma'am, by increasing employment opportunities, education opportunities in Kerala, we can reverse it to some extent.
Because the literacy rate is very high, digital literacy also 100%, but it's not converting into employment.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Recently, a few months ago, there was an item, a product from Kerala that received the GI tag, and it happened to be the first tribal handcraft. Are you aware?
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not aware.
No problem. Do you know how many GI tags does Kerala own?
Sorry, ma'am, I have read, but I am unable to recollect. Right?
No problem. You mentioned GeoGuessr.
Yes.
It used to be free earlier, but I don't think it's free anymore, is it?
Ma'am, there are free versions online, but the app version has been made limited. It's free, but there are some limit, at least 5 or 6, and then we have to wait for a few hours.
And why so?
Ma'am, because the popularity has increased, the traffic has increased, so they need more servers to handle the traffic. Yes.
All right. And also to cover the API cost, the application program end. And what is API in medicine? Drugs?
API in medicine, ma'am. So it means, ma'am, active pharmaceutical ingredient.
Okay. And what exactly does it mean?
Ma'am, it means the actual chemical which is responsible for the reaction, and it's not the final formulation. It has to be made into a formulation.
And what is the other component? Other than API, a drug would usually have 2 components.
API and I think it's fill.
It's excipient. Okay, no problem. Recently, I mean last year, Wayanad, Kerala, had some landslide issues.
Wayanad, yes.
So, what do you think is the cause of landslides there?
Ma'am, landslides are mostly attributed to the geographical factors. Given the Western Ghats are increasingly prone to landslides, and secondly, ma'am, the rainfall on the western side of the Western Ghats is also like bound to heavy rainfall.
Why are Western Ghats increasingly prone to landslides?
Ma'am, the Western Ghats slopes are very steep, and secondly, ma'am, the soil condition, it's not pretty well, it's more of a sedimentary type soil. It's not like fixed, it's like loose, ma'am. So any heavy rainfall can lead to landslide. And ma'am, thirdly, the settlements in the Western Ghats, the land encroachments, forest land encroachment, this increases the casualties.
You are interested in AI as well. So tell me where AI can be used in medicine.
And first of all, AI can be used in medicine to create drugs, both drugs as well as the biologics, which means the medicines formulations made from biological products. So like protein structures and everything can be predicted through AI. Secondly, ma'am, not AI in itself, but smaller models of AI can be used in hospitals for patients' data management and creating their cases as well as their discharges and all those things, ma'am. Thirdly, AI can be also used in public health, the overall public health. It can be used to create awareness. It can be used to create chatbots for people where AI is not accessible, to create a first line contact.
That should suffice. Tell me, what is the MMR of India, maternal mortality rate?
Maternal mortality rate of India is, I think 130.
Are you sure, or are you just speculating?
For Kerala, it was 28, ma'am. For India, it was, I think 120 or 130. Something.
What lessons can we learn, other states of India learn from Kerala?
Ma'am, one lesson that we can learn is investing in socio-economic as well as educational sectors can have long-term benefits. And it can also reduce inequality and bring a more equitable distribution of resources. The trickle-down and theory may not be applicable for all the areas, so we need specific plans for each state.
Okay, thank you.
You have studied anthropology, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
What is Lucy's significance?
So Lucy is the name of the skeleton of, so I think, Australopithecus africanus. So it's a skeleton of a little girl, and it was one of the first skeletons when we got almost, I'm sorry, so we got the skull of the skull and jaw of the Australopithecus africanus. So it gave us.
Anyway, forget it.
Yes, sir.
Your interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you.
Sit down. When is your interview, Aravind?
So day after tomorrow.
Day after itself. Which attempt is this?
So my second attempt and first interview.
First interview. Have you gone for mocks earlier also?
So this is my second mocks.
Second mock. What are the takeaways from the first mock?
So they told me I look nervous in front of.
You continue to the same today also. Why? What is the problem?
So I don't know. So I mean, I try to smile, but I
Your
appear nervous.
whole persona was like that only. Full of nervousness. Your legs were trembling. Your hands were moving. Your sitting posture was also not very comfortable. You didn't look a very calm, composed person. A very fidgety person, a very nervous person. Why so? Have you asked this question to yourself?
Yes, sir, but
You are such a good candidate, but because of this one negative connotation, your entire your interview will get impacted. That's what I am saying. We have hardly any time left for that. What is there for you to lose? You tell me. Everything is there for you to gain. Just you have to stay calm. You have to stay composed. Just cool your temperament. Leg movement, hand movement, it becomes irritating for the board. So work on 48 hours, whatever little time you have on that. Why should you, unless you make conscious effort to ensure that you don't move your legs or you don't move your hands. The way you are sitting here like this, continue to sit like this only, no problem. And if once you are gripped by the nervousness, you will forget answers also. You have studied so hard, you have come to this stage after clearing two very difficult parts of examination. You are almost at the threshold of success. Don't fritter away this opportunity. That is my only advice to you. And why should you? That I don't understand. You have studied, you know everything, you have answered well. It's not that you have not, you have stayed honest. That is a very good quality in you. You should stay honest all through it. Never make a guess. At one or two places, you try to make guess, but don't ever. Like your MMR and all that. If you are not sure, don't say, well, I don't remember. Many places you said, I don't know. Okay, that is well taken. That you don't know, doesn't matter. But speaking something, then sticking to that which is wrong, then that becomes a problem. Then your personality, because it's a test of your personality, not knowledge, then you become a suspect. This man speaks without the knowledge. So you should not utter a word without a proper knowledge or proper domain information. That's the only thing. The way you are sitting here, sit like that only. So get over your nervousness, maintain your high level of energy, and stay calm. Be a patient listener. What question has been asked? Collect your thoughts for a moment and all that. And then conjure up your ideas, and then you come out with your answers. You can do wonders. But you have to. Everything is in your hands only. So 48 hours, convince yourself of that. And stay honest. That's the only advice. Okay. All the best to you. All the best. You have any questions?
No, sir. I'm okay with it.
Okay. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Do well.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.